Hello and welcome to Talking Live. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig right here in Times Square, and we are going artistic today. We have a really fascinating guest, and he also brought Ron Cavalier, who is the gallery owner in multiple places in multiple states. We have Stanley Philoche. I had to make sure I said that right because we were talking before the show, and he said I could call him Guy. He is a rising star in the art world. He's internationally acclaimed, and also you were described as a gift to the modern art world.
Oh, wow.
That's some description.
Very generous. Wow, that was very nice.
I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed looking through your artwork.
Oh, thank you.
And I really was fascinated by your story because it's so interesting. Mm-hmm. You're originally from Haiti.
Right.
You came here when you were 3.
Yeah, I was a kid, yeah.
Do you go back to Haiti at all?
Last time I was there was probably after the earthquake happened.
Oh,
so
yes.
I went there to help out, to volunteer and everything like that, to try to do my part. But yeah, Haiti's always gonna be home, and yeah.
Yeah, I could see the colors were so vivid. I wonder if you were influenced by your culture.
Yeah, definitely. My work deals with a lot of texture.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of my Caribbean colors in a lot of the work. With this new series I'm working on, and the work has to do with like nostalgia, living in New York City, composition, and all of the above.
We should tell everyone that you are Yale trained. You went to Yale.
Correct.
Did you enjoy it there?
It was cool.
Did you feel that they kind of helped you to see or hone your artistic talents in a certain way?
Going there was just like, it was just more about being around artists who were like me, who lived and breathed art for a long time. I lived and breathed art, and I need to be around people who lived and breathed art. So I did my time there, and then moved to New York. Been here for about 20 years, and just making art. And New York's been really good to me. I've been with a few. I bounced around for a few different galleries, and then Ron saw my work, and we clicked. And he was like, dude, I want to represent you. And I was like, all right, get in line, man, because there's a lot of people that want to represent me.
Oh, that's nice. That must be nice because there are a lot of that says a lot though, because there's a lot of competition out there. I know you don't see it as competition, and we'll get into that a little bit later.
Right.
But there are a lot of artists that never get recognized at all. Ron, what was it about Guy's work that struck you?
Well, several things. But first of all, I want to say not only is he a gift to the art world, he's a gift to the world. I mean, this guy is an amazing person, amazing human being, incredibly generous, extremely intelligent, a man of great vision also, I want to say that. So we actually happened to meet when we were both doing what we do well independently, which is we have a tendency to go out and socialize.
Right.
And
that must be why I like you guys, because I think so many good things happen when you socialize.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the work, and I was immediately impressed with the range of work, with the composition. Unlike a lot of dealers, I generally say to an artist, your work will speak for itself. Let me immerse myself in your work, and then we'll talk about how you've achieved this later on. So his work spoke to me, and that's what I look for in art. I look for artwork that talks to me, gives me an emotional movement, makes me really sit there, pause, consider many things, and then we started having a conversation. And I said to my gallery director, Lindsay Ebanks, I said, Lindsay, I think we have an absolute star here, and I want to move forward, and let's do a show in New York. And one thing led to another. We had this amazing
And the rest is history.
Well, the history is going to be built over
Yes,
time.
yes. Well, the history of the two of you.
Yeah.
you know, I always look at a person's personal background
Mm-hmm.
because I think you can't separate what's produced from their background. And I just loved reading about your family's history,
Right.
how you were one of 3 boys,
Yep.
middle child,
Yep.
but we're not going to analyze that
No,
at all.
well, duh, it's obvious. Come on, look at me.
And you talk about, you know, growing up in this family with all boys, they were all athletic,
Right.
and you realized early on you were kind of wired differently.
Right. My dad played soccer for a while. My older brother got a scholarship for soccer. My younger brother got, scholarship for basketball and baseball. So just imagine, you know, growing up and you have all these Division I schools
Yeah.
come in and meet your brothers and everything like that, you know. And I just remember walking down the hall freshman year, and I'm walking down the hall, and you know, the basketball coach comes up to me and puts his arm around me and says, "Oh, we're gonna win the basketball championship this year." I was like, "Where's the art department? Because you gotta wait till my brother gets here, because it's not gonna be me too." So he started laughing. He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the elder Philoche. Wait till he gets there." So yeah, you know, but it's fine. You know, I knew my calling, and I stayed focused, and you know, art's very important to me. You know, not just making it, but also collecting it. You know, I have a philosophy where, you know, every time I sell a painting, you know, I have to buy art. You know, I have friends who haven't got their big break yet, and you know, New York's always been good to me, and it's just like my way of like supporting, you know, artists. You know,
Yeah, I think you're really special in that way, where not only do you donate your time
Right.
to various charities,
Right.
but every time Guy sells one of his works, then he chooses to buy a piece of art from one of his colleagues.
Right.
And I think that is just so thoughtful and generous. They must really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just one of the things too. Like, you know, I just have to live and be around art all the time. So and
What does it do for you?
it's everything. You know, it's supporting living artists, because the dead ones don't need the money. So also too, it's one of those things where I just love just being around it,
Yeah.
you know, and building my collection. You know, some people buy lottery tickets, and I buy art, you know, and hopefully, you know, I consider these guys my lottery ticket, you know, and I know for the fact that, you know, some of these guys are going to get their big break, and things going to blow up for them. But for now, I love my collection, and I love buying it, and yeah.
And there's a wonderful story behind it in addition to karma. You talk about your happy childhood.
Yeah.
And how I loved reading how you would spend, I guess, weekends with your family playing board games, and how that inspired some of the art in the recent gallery show, which is Come Fly With Me. That was the recent grouping of artwork, and I believe we have that's your gallery, one of your galleries, right,
That's
Ron?
actually,
which one's that?
That's actually opening night at my opening.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
There was like,
That's at 3 West 57th Street, right next to Bergdorf. We probably had between 300 and 500 people come through that evening.
yeah.
It was a
The subway isn't that crowded.
No.
Okay.
No,
was crowded.
we had some of our collectors come up to me and said, "Why is it every time we come to your opening, it's always like going to like a concert at Madison Square Garden?" You know, I'm very grateful, and you know, that people love supporting me and everything like that. But yeah, that was opening night, and the new series will come up, and you'll see. I'll give a little talk about, you know, the work and everything like that. Because right now I'm working on this really beautiful series. You'll see lots of paper airplanes. You'll see some butterflies. You'll see I'm adding neon lights. See the,
We have some photos of your work, and you make some of your artwork with $100 bills, and I love the psychology behind that. Can you explain what motivated that?
I'll tell a little bit some of it. It's so to start off with, it's the paper airplanes. You know, the paper airplanes. It's nostalgia. You know, you'll see it's nostalgia. You know, when I was a kid, I always had a crush on like a girl in grammar school. So I would draw their portrait. You know, I would write, "Do you like me?" Circle yes or no. Fall into a paper airplane and throw it at them, and
You're romantic.
Oh, I'm an artist. I'm a sucker for romance,
Oh
dude.
my
Of
gosh,
course,
yeah.
you know.
I bet it worked every time.
Well, I'm not as cool as I am. I'm a cool dude now, but back then I wasn't as cool, you know.
We have to acclimate to our inner coolness, right?
Yeah, you grow into it, you know.
Yes.
And then you'll see like some of the neon lights that I really love, and I think it's just really beautiful. And the inspiration about the neon lights is about New York. You can't walk outside New York City and not see neon lights.
I mean, especially here in
especially
Times Square.
Times Square,
Look at
it
this.
just screams,
Yeah.
neon lights and brightness and pay attention to me and everything like that. And then you'll see a lot of the some of the $2 bills. When I was 13 years old, my dad gave me a wallet, and inside that wallet it was a $2 bill, and it's for good luck and fortune. And to this day, I still have it. So it's more like a tribute to him, and let me know that I still have the $2 bill. But it's nostalgia. It's that happy memory that I really want people to like see and embrace when you see the work.
Because usually when you talk to artists, they get a bad rap, right? Ron, you probably hear this or know this firsthand, where they sometimes can see the world from a darker vantage point. But I don't get that feeling from you, Guy. You're a happy person.
Yeah, he's happy. Listen, there's a lot of dark people out there.
That's true.
And artwork is a way to express yourself. So if you have that sort of mindset, that you have to get the demons out of you, you can release them through art.
Yeah.
Which is one reason they have art therapy, for example. Some horrific things are released through artwork, particularly through art therapy of children that were abused and that sort of thing. But as you say, Guy's art is about happiness. And by the way, I was a middle child also.
Oh, so you know.
I am.
My sister's a middle child. I feel like I'm paying the price like my whole life. But anyway, that's another story. The dollar bill, there's $100 bill, and it was analyzed as almost taking the currency of money and what it means today in this materialistic world and separating it out.
Right.
I thought that was such a fascinating idea.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, I have some amazing collectors, and we live in a society right now where, I think money's worship, and you're not supposed to worship money.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is have fun with it, make you realize it's not that serious. You shouldn't worship it, and if you have enough to make sure that your family's taken care of, share the love. Because at the end of the day, there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's just my philosophy. I believe there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to have fun with it and let people know that you shouldn't worship it, enjoy it. You can't take it with you, and just really enjoy it. Live for the moment.
And I love that powerful message, and I think it's a message we can never hear too much, especially living in New York City, where there tends, we're next to Wall Street, so that tends to be overvalued. And listen, there's a place for money, and when people use it well and invest in art, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Ron, what made you decide, because I'm sure not every artist gets to have a permanent home in your gallery. What got you to choose Guy as one of those permanent artists?
Well, first of all, you're correct. We're very selective. I mean, we only have so many walls, and we have to be careful about the number of artists that we take on, not to diminish what we can do for the individual artists. So in Guy's case, the work was very unique. It was completely different than any other artist that we represented. I loved his background. I loved the fact that he had already established a marketplace for himself. And it's our job to just take his work forward, to introduce his work to our collectors, and to build a greater market for him and take him to the next level.
What kind of people buy from your gallery? I hope that doesn't sound like just an ignorant question, but I imagine each gallery caters to a different kind of clientele.
I suppose. I mean, there are some galleries that I'm sure have the Hollywood set or what have you. We have a very diverse collector base. That's probably because of the locations that we have.
Yeah. Do you want to give a plug to where your
Sure.
galleries
Cavalier
are located?
Gallery, located at 3 West 57th Street, here in New York. The city's so nice they named it twice. Nantucket Island in Massachusetts, a seasonal gallery. We originally started in Greenwich, Connecticut in 1993, and in Palm Beach. So obviously what all of those places have in common is they're centrally located, and there are places where people of means tend to spend time. So I guess to answer the question, who are our clients, they tend to be people who have had some success in their life. They have discretionary income. They feel art will enrich not only their lives, but the lives of those around them. They tend to be very philanthropic. So it's not unusual for them to buy a painting of guys, for example, and then donate it to a local museum or a college museum where that work can be shared with others. There's also the monetary gain for buying art or investing in art. We generally don't sell art as an investment vehicle, but for those who want to talk about it, we will absolutely sit down with them and explain to them why an investment in Guy's work could reap financial rewards down the road. But it's the aesthetic rewards that are going to happen immediately.
And Guy, what's the hope for you in working with somebody like Ron? What's the expectation
it's
on
the
the artist
MoMA.
end?
Easy. It's the MoMA.
Yeah.
You know, it's about being on the fourth floor on the MoMA. You know, it started there and needs to end there for me. You know, I remember going there as a kid and seeing all my greats, you know, that I looked up to, and you know, seeing all these masterpieces, and you know, and I just one day I just want to see, you know, my work hanging with all the big boys.
So Ron has some work to do.
Oh yeah, well we're getting there.
We're getting there.
We got a couple things up our sleeves.
I want to
you
be
know?
invited to the next art opening.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You will be,
Oh,
absolutely.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should
we're all going to stay connected.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
plus, we found out that
Yeah.
we are neighbors. We're
Yeah,
not done yet.
Yeah,
We're not
definitely.
done yet.
And come by my studio sometime. Come by the gallery and make it
Yes.
happen. You know, matter of fact, what's on your walls right now at home?
You know, I have some things from our travels.
Okay.
Some of my kids' artwork that I, you know, framed and made nice.
Nice.
Some things I wouldn't mind getting off the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should go Art Basel. Are you heading out to Art Basel? In a couple
You know,
weeks?
I'm considering it.
All right, let us know. We'll give you some
Yeah.
passes for some fairs and
nice.
everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. How much does Guy's artwork go for? Is there a range in case people are interested and they want to buy?
There is a range. So if you wanted to buy a modest sculpture of Guy's, it would start at $5,000.
Okay.
Paintings generally start at $10,000,
Okay.
and then they can go up considerably higher than that, and into the 30s. And for a very large commission work, we could be, you know, pushing six figures. So.
And ideally for you, how much art do you like to sell of a particular artist that you take into your gallery? Is there some goal, like, you know, if you
I'd
sell
like to
one
sell
a year,
everything that they paint.
everything all the time. I should have known that. Can you tell I didn't major in economics?
I mean, we're blessed in the fact that we have multiple locations, but we also work with other dealers, and we have other dealers that work with us. We call each other satellite dealers. So, you know, as we go forward, we will most likely establish a dealer for Guy on the West Coast, maybe a dealer or two in Europe, and then that will all depend upon the supply and demand. I mean, obviously, we want to keep enough work in our galleries to take care of our clients initially, but we do want to spread the word. And the best way to spread the word is to get the paintings out there into the hands of other dealers.
And I guess this is more of a question for you. So who does the MoMA look for? Like, who qualifies for that?
We're going to go there tonight when we leave here.
I think that's a good
I
idea.
didn't tell Guy this, but they've just started their Monday night being open for patrons.
Oh,
so
really?
We're going to go. Do you want to come?
Yeah, I'm going to doodle something
All right, cool.
on my Talking Live card, I think. We'll see how far it gets me.
One thing that you need, one thing about this great relationship I have with Ron and the gallery is that, you know, as an artist, especially if you're an artist that has a little success, you know, a lot of dealers pigeonhole you, you know, because as an artist, you're supposed to evolve and grow.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen artists that, you know, are very successful, but they're done painting that series, but their dealer won't let them because it's selling.
They think they have a market.
Yeah, you know.
That makes sense.
With Ron, you know, when I have these crazy ideas, he's like, all right, dude, get to work, make it happen. Let me see it. You
So
know?
you're really
and,
lucky
yeah.
to have found each other.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's a relationship that either can promote growth or stagnation.
Definitely
Growth.
Growth,
Definitely
right?
growth.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No,
growth.
we're a good fit.
Yeah.
And our whole team loves Guy so much.
Yeah.
In fact, Guy is going to be taking the whole team out to dinner this Thursday.
Oh,
night
that's great.
As a thank you.
Yeah, well, they worked really hard for my show, and as you see, it was like, you know, over 400 people there.
I've never
you
seen
know,
a gallery
and, yeah.
opening that crowd. I honestly,
Well,
I've
I'm a
been
rock
to
star,
some
so,
openings.
you know,
I
yeah,
have.
you know, that's what happens, you know.
Yeah, well, you deserve it. And I've also not seen neon with paintings, and is it do you have kind of like a collage effect as well in some of your work?
Yeah. It's a nice little collage. It's a mixed medium effect. I like to say that I use different types of mediums, from oils to spray paint to acrylic, some collage. Now adding neon lights and everything like that. It's always about pushing the envelope as much as you could. And also too, my work at the end of the day is just like, I paint really fun, beautiful, elegant things, and that's only because that's the way I grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was my parents have been happily married for 50 plus years.
Aww.
Parents are middle class. I have great relationships with my brothers and everything like that. So therefore, I paint what I know, and I don't go out there and because I'm a person of color, I have to paint these certain types of narrative, and that's not who I am.
I think before we get also to the quick five, I think people really need joy right now.
Right.
And I could see why people are drawn to your images, because it brings back that nostalgia and that sense of joy, and we all are searching for that.
Right.
Not that there isn't a place for other types of photos or artwork. There's a place for everything, but I think we want to feel good as well. So I could see you filling that market. Okay, we're going to do the quick five,
cool.
And then we're going to find out where everybody can find you and find you, Ron. You're kind of easier to find because you're in multiple states. You're a little easier.
You never know where I'm going to be.
Yes, that's true. That's true. He plays hard to get. Okay. When you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better?
Oh, that's easy. I play with my dog Picasso.
Oh.
Because he saved my life. And the gym.
How do you save your life?
Oh, it's just like when you go through a situation and you go through like a bad breakup.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you have all this love, you have no one to share with, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a dog. So I
Next time
a
you'll talk to me,
All right,
because my first job is a therapist, so I could help you out. If you could have dinner with anyone from history, who would it be?
Dead or alive?
Your choice.
Okay. Well, I would say dead. I would say Mark Rothko.
Okay.
Because I love his work and everything like that. Alive. This is going to sound really funny, but I would love to meet Kim Kardashian's mom.
Oh, yeah, right?
I think what she did for that family is a beast, and I would love to pick her marketing.
All right,
Yeah.
Kris Kardashian Jenner.
Give a brother a call.
You are wanted. Do you judge a book by its cover?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
What do you miss most about being a kid?
Being carefree, having someone else take care of you, not worry about, all the grown-up stuff that you have to worry about.
Right, no bills.
Yeah, no
Yep,
responsibility.
that's a good one. How do you define fun?
If it just puts smiles on my face, that's it. I have a good time no matter where I am, but it's all about good company.
It's really true. It's who you're with.
It's really about who you're with, man.
Yes,
So.
absolutely. Ron, where can we find Guy's work? Or Guy, he lets me call him Guy, not you. You call him Guy.
No, I call him Guy because he's a guy. Currently at the Cavalier Gallery at 3 West 57th Street.
Okay.
We have both the ground floor and the fourth floor of the building. We're right next to Bergdorf, just before 9 West. His work is also available for folks that might be in Connecticut at the Cavalier Ebanks Gallery at 405 Greenwich Avenue. It's the lower part of the avenue. And if you're visiting Palm Beach, we are at 318 Worth Avenue. Wonderful space there. So this time of year, those are the three primary locations. And of course, you can visit his work on our website, and that would be cavaliergalleries.com.
And we'll have this up for everybody so that they can
Nice.
find you,
Cool.
reach out to you, share questions that they might have. So, Guy, Stanley, Philoche, you are not only a rising star in the art world, you are a rising star right here.
Oh,
and I'm
thank
so
you.
thrilled to have met you. Thank you.
No, thank you for having us.
Yes.
This is awesome.
For swinging by Talking Live. And thank you for joining us again. And we'll see you next week.